HarperCollins presents Under the Lemon Tree by Emma Cowell, read by Kristin Atherton. For my brother David. Artemis and Apollo. Artemis leapt from her mother's womb to attend to her twin brother's birth. Both were born as fully formed adults. Despite being the eldest, Artemis innately knew she would always look to Apollo for answers. His word would be her command, and she would follow him to the end of the ancient world if he so desired. He was half of her, and one couldn't exist without the other. Prologue. London, October, 6 months ago. "Morning, sunshine," Kat said to her brother Nick, as she buckled her seatbelt. "Young hearts, run free!" he sang at the top of his voice, greeting her with a wink. The words he didn't know, he made up, which made Kat clutch at her stomach with laughter. "Every single time, Nikolaus, you get it wrong." She used his full name to chide him. "It makes perfect sense in my head, kitty cat." He tried to rev the engine in time to the music, until it became a scream, and Kat playfully slapped him on the arm. "Get on with it. The traffic will be hideous," she said, and her twin ceased his silliness and put the car in gear. They set off for the upmarket gallery that was hosting Nick's latest photography exhibition, entitled A Study of Man. Kat thought it a good excuse for her brother to stare at muscular naked models and call it work, but she was only too willing to come along in support. "It's about sinew and shape, not just floppy bits and buttocks," he'd explained years before, urging her to understand his craft. His talent was undeniable, and she was incredibly proud. Nick's art would leave a lasting legacy. Her own creativity manifested in journalism, though Kat often wondered what she was hoping to achieve from her life by writing about home design. She loved giving magazine readers advice on interiors and sharing the latest trends, but it wasn't the fiction she really longed to write. "Are Mum and Dad coming to the show?" she asked. Nick replied with his infectious giggle. "I've tried to warn them about the more explicit pics, but they'll be totally unprepared, of course. Mum will be pointlessly begging St. Michael to save my soul." Kat pictured their mother, Mina, energetically crossing herself, and gripped her knees in anticipation of their parents' wrath. "Leave them to me. And don't worry so much about everyone. We were all born naked." She pulled the visor down to shield her eyes from the autumn sunlight and to briefly check her reflection in the little mirror. "Sorry we haven't caught up properly since you got back from Greece," she said, fiddling with her cuticles guiltily. "And before you say it, I know I've been impossible to get hold of and totally snowed under with work, but today I'm all yours." "As you should be. God, kitty cat, Greece is already a distant memory, as are the beautiful men. It's so cold here, I think my tan has frozen off." Nick sighed for dramatic effect. "You know, I actually wept putting my summer clothes away. I was beginning to think you didn't love me anymore." He was teasing, but Kat caught his sentiment beneath the barb. "Nothing in the world could stop me loving you, sunshine." She flicked his earlobe, and he swatted her hand away. It was something they'd always done in the spirit of irritating one another since they were children. Kat returned to her mass of curls in the mirror, trying out a shorter length by rolling up the ends. "Would you stop fiddling with your hair?" said Nick. "It's incredibly distracting." "I wonder if I should have it cut short. What do you think?" He stopped at a junction, then turned to face her. "You always look fabulous." He reached out and tucked a stray curl behind her ear. "But it's only 'cause you look just like me." His dark green eyes traced her face before he spoke again. "Little kitty cat, I wish you'd follow your heart and be happy. I love you." With an almighty crash, the world went black. Chapter 1. London, April, present day. Kat added the final piece of the jigsaw, pressing it firmly into place. She sat back on her heels, exhaling in satisfaction. Now it was finished, she couldn't stand the thought of breaking it up again.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?